At the center of this story is Blake Lively's ongoing legal dispute with Justin Baldoni, a case that has quietly but steadily drawn intense public attention. While the lawsuit itself has many layers, what reignited public curiosity was the recent unsealing of court documents, a legal move that made previously private communications accessible to the public. And that's where things got messy. Buried within those documents were text messages exchanged between Jamil and Jennifer Abel, a publicist who had professional relationships with both Jamil and Baldoni. In those messages, Jamil appeared to express criticism of Blake Lively, remarks that were never intended for public consumption. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. This wasn't just about legal claims anymore. It became about friendships, perceptions, and the fragile line between private opinion and public accountability. But here's the thing most people missed in the initial outrage. Court documents don't tell stories the way humans do. They show fragments, snapshots, moments frozen without tone, facial expression, or emotional context. And that's where curiosity really begins to grow. Once the texts went public, Jamil didn't retreat into silence. Instead, she did something increasingly rare in celebrity culture. She addressed it head-on. In her response, Jamil emphasized that the messages were private conversations, taken out of context, and never meant to define her feelings toward Blake Lively as a person. She spoke about how frustrating it is to see personal words stripped of nuance, especially when they're pulled into a legal battle she was never meant to be a central character in. One of the most intriguing aspects of this story is Jennifer Abel's role as a publicist connected to multiple parties involved. Publicists often sit at the crossroads of image, reputation, and emotional labor. They hear frustrations. They absorb complaints. They act as sounding boards during stressful moments. So when Jamil texted Abel, was she making a calculated statement, or simply venting to someone she trusted professionally? That distinction matters more than people realize. In high-pressure industries like entertainment, venting is survival. It's how people release steam without going public. But when those vents are later displayed in a courtroom, they can suddenly look like definitive positions rather than fleeting emotions. And that's where the curiosity deepens. How many private truths are never meant to survive public daylight? Interestingly, Blake Lively herself has remained relatively quiet about the specific texts involving Jamil. And that silence speaks volumes. Being discussed, especially critically, without your input can feel deeply unsettling. Yet Lively's restraint suggests a deliberate choice, to let the legal process speak rather than engage in a public back and forth. Some accuse Jamil of hypocrisy. Others defended her right to private conversations. A third group questioned why these texts mattered at all in the larger legal case. Jamil can regret how her words look in hindsight. Lively can feel hurt by comments she never consented to share. The public can feel curious without being cruel. The problem is that online discourse rarely allows for gray areas. Beyond the celebrity names, this situation offers a powerful takeaway for anyone with a phone and a contact list. Every text, voice note, or DM exists in a fragile space between intention and interpretation. Once it leaves your device, control disappears. Why Jamil's response resonates. Love her or criticize her, Jamil has built a reputation for speaking openly about accountability, mental health, and public pressure. Her response to this situation aligns with that pattern. Instead of denying, she contextualized. Instead of attacking, she explained. That doesn't automatically make her right, but it makes her human. And maybe that's why this story lingers. It's not about villains and heroes. It's about flawed people navigating impossible levels of scrutiny. Doesn't that feel more relatable than any polished PR statement ever could? As Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni continues, more details may emerge. Or they may not. Jamil speaking out didn't end the debate. It expanded it. And that's why people can't look away. Because somewhere between the headlines and the hashtags, we see pieces of ourselves. Do you believe private text messages should ever shape public opinion? Have you ever had words taken out of context and misunderstood? Or do you think accountability should override privacy when public figures are involved? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if this article made you pause, reflect, or see the situation differently, pass it along to someone who loves thoughtful celebrity conversations.